Good morning, world. Herbert Robert William Hennis, aka Owen Reed. If you see my YouTube videos, you'll know why I've got two names. You can go there and have a look. That old guy, Australia. If you can't find him, and apparently I'm struggling to get people are looking and can't find them, go to my YouTube, to my Facebook page, and you'll see videos there and links there to that. And you can have a look at what's going on there. Now, I'm just an old bloke, an old tradie on the last legs of my life. You know, I've got to tell you, Jo, my lovely wife that I haven't seen for 4 months now, more than 4 months, lockdown in Sydney, disgusting. Gladys, you'll pay. Said to me, whatever you do, Owen, don't swear. And so I've done 3 videos, I don't think I've uttered one swear word. I can't guarantee that this morning. Going to get me a little head up, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk a little bit about the tradies in Melbourne and what's happening down there. Yeah, baby. In my Rabbitohs top, because winners are grinners. This weekend, into the semis, into the finals we go. Go the Bunnies. Anyway, I'm happy, I'm smiling. One of the greatest things, us old blokes. I'm 63, I don't want to do this. I've told you, I don't want to do this. The only reason I'm doing it is because I told other people they got to do it. Some people should stand up, and people like Sarah J. Holman and others have put out videos saying, where's the guys? Well, I'm old, but I'm a bloke. I thought, righto, if I'm going to, do the same thing, I'm going to have to, take part in this myself. And no matter what I feel, how insecure I feel, how bad I am at it, I'm just going to have to do it. And so I've had to go. And that's all I'm doing. I'm having to go. You don't have to like what I'm doing. Unless you're on YouTube, then you like and subscribe. Yeah. Now, you'd have seen on the news, what a joke. In Australia, for us overseas viewers and for those who have been living in a shoebox, the tradies in Victoria are protesting. And, of course, they're only cherry-picking, the violent scenes, because that's what they want, the violent scenes. I've got a chicken coming, sorry, it's coming down the veranda. A chook. Yeah, it's come to see me. I know. Now, they're only cherry-picking it, showing you all the violent bits, but that's not what happened. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview. If I may get it a little bit wrong, I don't know. Hey, darling. And some might correct me, but this is basically what I've looked at videos, no little research, this is what's happened. Now, the union sent out a memo to all its members, which is the CFMEU, which is the construction, forestry, mining, energy sector, etc., Now, the interesting part about it was that memo they sent out was that by a certain date you had to be injected. And if you weren't injected, you couldn't turn up on a work site in the construction industry in Victoria, or etc. And these guys just went nuts. They went, no way, we're going to do this. Some guys were saying, well, I've got the injection, but my mate hasn't. I'm not going to work without him. And they started backing each other up. Now, 1,000 of them or so turned up at the CFMEU headquarters, run by this union thug, John Setka. The guy's an arsewipe. He's the biggest thug out. In 2012, Prime Minister Tony Abbott tried to sue Tony Abbott because Tony Abbott called him a union thug, and he failed with that miserably. In 2019, he was finally kicked out of the Labor Party. Now, for those who don't know, and in overseas, we have the two-party preferred system here, which is just stupid because it keeps one of them in power, and they're one bird, two wings, same bird. But the Labor Party here in Australia has a muscle group, and that's the unions. They're the muscle men of the Labor Party and one of the financial sponsors. Now, the voice of the Labor Party is the ABC radio and TV stations, which are also publicly funded, come out of the coffers of the public purse. That's the voice of Labor, right? Now, John Setka, who was a Labor member and ran the union, this particular large union, Kevin Rudd tried to get him out, and Albanese got him out, finally kicked him out in 2019. He's been barred from the Labor Party. But he stayed in Western Australia and Victoria, voted him to keep him in as head of the CFMEU. Now, these guys went down to the CFMEU headquarters in Melbourne, their multi-million-dollar building with their expense accounts and their $500,000 a year wages. They went down there and said, no way, we're protesting. Come out and talk to us, John Setka. You're not representing the will of the members. We do not want this mandate. We don't want forced injections to go to work. We don't want this. You might be forced, coerced is the same thing, mate, just semantics. Same shit, different dog. So they go down and they go outside the building. John Setka eventually has to come out, surrounded by his muscle men, who are bikies. Right? That's who they hire to protect them, as the bikie gangs. So he comes out to address the crowd, and he's going, oh, look, just give me an hour. I'm going to make some phone calls. I'll see what I can do. She's walking along the top rail. I wish you could see this. It's hilarious. So he goes away. The guy addressed him going, he wants an hour. Yeah, okay, righto. So they wait. Hour and a half later, he hasn't showed. But what happens is the bikie gangs gather in the alleyway, these guys. They're armed to the teeth. There's video shows, and we've got knuckle dusters, baseball bats, shovels, God knows what. They're all out in the alleyway because these guys are now massing outside the CFMEU headquarters. Setka goes on 3AW radio and starts making the most awful, disparaging comments about those who are protesting and saying that they're fascist morons. Now, people who listen to the radio, their husbands are in the protest. They ring him and they say, he's not doing anything. He's doing an interview on radio calling you guys idiots and fascist morons. I mean, the exact opposite. They want democracy. He's the fascist moron. So they start spreading the word, and they're getting pretty pissed off with this. Suddenly the port arrives, the Public Order Response Team, which is a police thug unit, all dressed up in their paramilitary gear. Some of them are paramilitary. They've been seconded from Safe Cities Network, from London, etc., etc. These guys are mercenaries. They've bolstered, I think, 600 of them into Victorian police force. Police have said, we don't even know who these blokes are. They've come in, they're paramilitary, they're getting paid to boost the forces, to enforce this communist-style dictatorship that he's being paid to put in. So port turn up, and the guys suddenly realise they've been deceived. That John Setka's not going to show. It's been an hour and a half, he's not coming out. They've been deceived, he's lied to them. So they start reacting. They turn around, here comes these union thugs, armed to the bloody teeth. So, I've got to show you. There she is. She's walking around the veranda. There she is. Sorry about that. So suddenly these 1,000 bloody young blokes and fit construction workers, they get pretty pissed off with what's happening. They think, oh, you guys come out armed? Yeah, you're gonna attack us? Right. So then there's this Mexican standoff when the union guys, there's a lady there filming, and the union guy, he's got a set of knuckle dusters. He belts one of the bloody protesters. Yeah, they're up in their faces, but he whacks him, and it's on for young and old. And the police get involved. They're shooting rubber bullets into these unarmed workers. Rubber bullets. The overhead video footage is just horrendous. The amount of shots they fired to these rubber bullets into the workers is insane. Avi Yemeni's there, he's filming, and you can see from his footage, these union thugs come out of the alleyway. The guy tells him, he says, they're over there. They're over there, they're in the alleyway, they're coming out. And so he starts filming them. So all hell breaks loose. But they'd been there 4 hours prior with no violence. There was nothing. There was no violence. There was nothing. Now, these police tactics, which they use, which are called kettling, where they come around from one side and then from the other side, try to box them in and then start racing in and grabbing blokes and dragging them out, they ain't going to work. These boys are up to that, and if you grab one of them, these aren't 70-year-old ladies like was shown the other day with that fucking disgusting footage where they knocked that old lady over, smacked her bloody head, right? Down she went and they pepper sprayed her straight into her face. 2 coppers as they were going past. We know who they are. We've already named them, shamed them. Their photos are up and their badge numbers are up. They're fucked. Let me tell you. Sorry, Joe. Cowards, that's what you are. Fucking cowards. A 70-year-old woman onto her back, smacked her head into the asphalt, and you walk up a foot away from her face and spray it right into her face. You just gutless, disgusting pieces of shit. That's what you are. So anyhow, these guys are down there. By the way, if you don't like what I'm saying, and you supporting what Dan Andrews is doing in Victoria, you get off my fucking page. I don't want nothing to do with you. Unfriend me right now. I don't give a shit. It's just the most disgusting shit in the world. I lost 2 friends in Victoria in nursing homes. One was an elderly lady who rang me. She said, the 3 things that I know will save my life, I can't have. Fresh air, sunlight, and my grandkids. And she didn't die of COVID, although it swept through the bloody air conditioning units with his deliberate murder of 630 died in the first 6 months. Take that off your death toll, Australia. Yeah, suddenly the death toll's bugger all, isn't it? In Victoria alone, 630 nursing homes in the first 6 months of this pandemic. Murdered them in nursing homes. Wouldn't let them out into the fresh air and the sunlight that kills the virus. No way, no. We got to get the dirt. We got to get the deaths up. She died. She gave up. She gave up. Just didn't want to live anymore. It's disgusting. So anyway, the tradies, this is the funniest bit. This is the bit I really love. The Commissioner of Victoria, Shane Patton, he comes on TV. He's straight faced. I can't be. He's going, hang on a sec. Hang on. He goes, sorry, he goes, he goes, I was on telly this morning. He goes, we have intelligence that these protesters are planning another protest. You got 1,000 tradies, right? And one voice, they're going like this. They're going, every day. They're telling you. Every day. You idiot. Intelligent. You're not intelligent. You're a fucking idiot. You're an idiot. And then there's video footage, which is shot, where these coppers are asking these guys to go home. So the guy challenges the copper and says, mate, you got to stop doing this. We're not here to protest, blah, blah, blah. We can't put food on the bloody table. You've got a job. He goes, I don't have any. And the copper says, I've got no other skills, mate. I'm getting paid to do this. He says, I don't want, there's about 8 coppers around him. And he says, I don't want to do this. I'm sick of these lockdowns. I'm sick of them. I don't want to do them. We're not involved in this. We just want it all to end. But we can't because I've got no other skills. You know? And the copper made the stupid comment of saying, I'm doing this so I can provide. And the worker goes, well, I can't fucking provide, mate. You, by doing your job, gives you food on your table. I can't do my fucking job and I can't get food on the table. So how's that going to work, mate? And you're out here beating into us. It was a pretty good standoff. It was a pretty good standoff. Because if you think all these coppers are on side, they're just not. Anyway, like I said, that's my rant for today. Go to bunnies. And like the bunnies, in the end, we win.